Hey, what is happening, folks? Yeah, it's gonna be one of those days. It's just gonna be chill, laid back. I mean, even if like we're not no one's showing up, I'm just gonna be talking to myself. I got some surprise figures because I got some pickups. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. Um, some of the first ones that I got, bring them right over here. Because some I got some Valver stuff. We got weapons pack. Let me change my camera here, cause you can't see us too well. There we go. So we got this neat little weapons pack. Oop, that's not in it. I forget what the name of it was, but it freaking sold out. Like all for this shotgun here. I think that was the main reason why it sold out. And this thing is just so cool. And like the weapon, and it's even got one of these things to plug in there. That looks so good. And we got a bunch of weapons. This is the first weapons pack I've gotten. So, and I think he's going to be releasing more soon, or re-releasing some. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, all of these look really good. This wasn't one of them. That was just from another figure. So is that. I kind of piled a lot of my recent weapons I've gotten into this. So, but a lot of the Valorous weapons are really good. So I got that. And I also got the rocket launcher, which comes in this really sweet crate, and the crate itself looks dope. Like, it's got the extra missiles, and I've already put it in the hands of this guy here. It's a little bent. I got to get some hot water and straighten it back out, but this thing looks really good, really solid. And then the surprise, I don't know if you may have heard of this guy. He's an up and coming, just like me. I think he's a little further on than me, but Ayo Frankie got me a early Christmas gift, cause oh, what's up, Kaiju Kitty? Hey, it's already out there. Oops. It's already out there. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. There it is. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, yeah, name drop. Justin Booth. What's happening? What's happening, man? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course I'm going to name drop. Because my boy hooked it up. He got me my Christmas gift early. His is still on the way. And but he got me shit, I can't even fit that in the frame, it's so big. But a Joy Toy mech. What is this? Iron Wrecker. And I couldn't help myself because I'm just a whore for this type of stuff. And I just opened it right away, And this thing is so freaking cool, dude. Like, this is my first Joy Toy figure, and this thing is packed with freaking detail. And I mean, it's so. I say there's one little like error with mine. This leg is super loose, and it doesn't want to stay. It's really loose, so it's kind of hard to stand. So I got to figure out something to do with that. But like all of these armor plates, like the whole thing comes off, and you're just left with like an exoskeleton. Why you gotta be like that, man? Like, come on, there's nothing suspect. It's a freaking mech. This thing is awesome. This thing screams like fuck, what was that? Titanfall. This reminds me of Titanfall. Like, this thing is so freaking cool. Like, because I played the shit out of that game. That game was really fun. But it's got a little figure with it. The amount of detail they got into a figure this small with articulation is insane. Like, this is my first Joy Toy figure, so I had no idea they were working with, what they got here. But it's for how small this is, 1/25th scale. Like come on now. It doesn't have the most articulation range, but it's got double jointed knees. Like, come on, look at that. Look at that. Single jointed elbows, that's fine. But this, for 125, this isn't even, like, let me see if I can find something. Oh. For scale comparison, like, that's insane. That's insane. Come on now. And this thing is an exact measurement. It is 3 inches. Oh my god, bro. I know you're just getting like a backlog, and you're gonna do like a Netflix special about me. It's just like all the sus things I've said over the months. No, this thing is super cool though, and I told Frankie what I got him. It's just not here yet because Amazon's taking their sweet time. But those are my recent new pickups, and I'm definitely gonna be messing with those in the future for sure. Lots of good toy photography options with that because it just looks too good. Oh man, like I suppose I can't stop you really, so I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt though. Oh Jesus. But we are here today to paint some rocks, and essentially I'm just gonna be going through and showing how I paint my rocks, and we're just gonna get right into it. Now, I do mine with foam. I've seen some people do like 3D printed type stuff, and that's totally cool. If you do that, that's totally fine. I like to use foam just mainly because I don't have a 3D printer. So I like to use either the green foam or the pink foam of the XPS foam. I don't have a chunk of it around here somewhere. Or the pink stuff. And for rocks, I just kind of start off with kind of a vague triangular shape thing, if you could call it that. And I didn't want to do it out here because I'm already risking a lot with like water and paint being out here next to my computer and whatnot. I wasn't about to get the hot wire cutter, but I kind of vaguely, shape it to what I want. And the next stage is I take some balled up aluminum foil. It's nothing crazy, and you just kind of put some texture in there. I like the pink foam a little bit better just because it holds the shape longer, because eventually this green stuff it kind of bounces back a little bit, So, I mean, not that this stuff isn't like good or anything. It's still perfectly usable. It's just the stuff stays a little bit deeper in the pink. As soon as I know Kaiju's gonna clip that. I already know. I already know. I already know. It's as soon as the words left my mouth. Oh Jesus, I can't. I gotta watch what I say now. This is a lot of work. My mind is already scatterbrained as it is. So I mean, it's Jesus. So I mean, you kind of get the idea with that. It puts in a lot of texture, and when you go to paint and dry brush all this, it'll pop with that detail in there. Um, but with any foam stuff you use, you got to make sure you prime it good, and so that it just doesn't absorb the paint and the paint adheres to it correctly. So the next thing, yep, see, yep, see. Don't lie. I know you clipped that. I know you clipped it. I know you can't deny it. Oh man. But this Mod Podge, the matte finish, not the gloss. I find that paint sticks easier to the matte finish. It's got a little something to grip onto a little bit better, so I like to use this. And essentially, the next step, I just base it in white, and you're gonna get something like this. I would never try to predict you. I would never do that. Because I know it's not going to end well. Because I'm going to make an ass out of myself. I would never assume. But essentially we got a white rock now. And that's where we are going to start the painting today. So I'm going to put on some gloves. Wear protection, y'all. Let's say, yeah, because this stuff can get kind of everywhere, and you know. Now we're ready. So I'm going to be painting two different types of rocks. There's brown and gray ones that I'm going to do, and I'm going to start off with. I think I'm going to start off with the gray one. And essentially what I'm going to be doing first is we're going to be making a couple different washes to get into all the crevices, and it's going to be like an underlayer for the painting to where it'll create depth. And a lot of the foam stuff I see, and there's hardly any covering this up, dog. I mean, those are here to stay. Even I got this big one here that even the tattoo couldn't cover up. So I know the feeling. It's ready for exposure to livers. God damn. Is this how the entire stream's gonna be? Nah, man, you're good. We're just here for a good time. It's all good. But we're gonna be mixing up a couple different washes to create depth. Because a lot of the rocks I see online sometimes they just look flat and boring. And see, I kind of knew that something like this was gonna happen. So I was already mentally prepared. I was like, I know Kaiju's gonna come through with his nonsense. But it's all good. It's all good. And yeah, a lot of them I see online, they just look flat and boring. So it's just something I don't like. So I know I have a tendency to just go like, I can just do that myself. So that's what I kind of did. And now the first color I'm going to mix up is a purple. And this is just all of these. They're just all acrylic paints. There's nothing specific. This is just kind of what I had. And you'll see there's a couple different. I got a couple different brands here, so we're just gonna mix up a little bit here. And this is gonna be a wash, so it's gonna be really, really watery. So I've got my clean water over here. Just go give it until it feels right. There is no science to this whatsoever. The one I have is the Warhammer. Oh, so you have Citadel. This is Vallejo. This is just some easy acrylics that my local Hobby Lobby has. I do know that Creatix, those paints with this, how I would do this, doesn't necessarily work because this stuff, when it dries, when you go over it again with another paint layer, it doesn't get reactivated. And I had that issue with Creatix because once you put this paint down, you want it to stay. And if you go over with another color, you don't want it to reactivate and start bleeding into one another and just making a muddy mess. So I would avoid Creatix for this particular type of thing. And as the ones I've found that work are Vallejo, so that's what I've been sticking with. And yeah, as I say with dios, I feel that like a brush is a little bit better, unless you're doing like the like a really big area. Then yeah, for sure, airbrush is the way to go. But a lot of these paints, they're really thick, and if you put them through the airbrush, it tends to clog really easily, unless you really thin them down. But then it's going to take forever for coverage. So I tend to try to use a brush when I've been doing my dio pieces. But now we're just going to come in here and just kind of strategically kind of place, and it's gonna look strange at first, but this is the thing of trust the process. And we are just going to, and the purples, especially on the gray rocks, I like to put the purples in more of like the shadowy areas. I mean, yeah, where maybe light wouldn't hit it the brightest. Definitely don't just like cover an entire area, because it's just not gonna, the effect isn't gonna come through as well. But yeah, we're just gonna come through here and there with our purple, and there we go. We're gonna set that aside. Just over meow, and this stuff dries pretty quick, so you don't have to be too paranoid about it still being wet later. And for our brown, our gray ones, and as well as the brown, I guess, I use purple as well. So we're just gonna move into the next one. God dang it. Yeah. And a lot of I find myself using Vallejo a lot of the times, just simply because they have a lot of stuff that's like meant for the airbrush, and they thin down pretty well. So I've had a lot of success with Vallejo. There's a few others. Citadel's not bad. I've used it here and there. I wish they still made like the older style of Model Master paint, because that stuff was really great. I'm trying to think of other ones I've had, because I used Creatix a lot when I was doing like my fine art, like actual like paintings and stuff. That's when I would use a lot of Creatix. Yes, I think it's pretty much been Createx and Vallejo for the most part, and a lot of like the generic craft paint that you can get at Hobby Lobby. And yeah, that exactly, it's expensive. Yeah, because that little bottle of Vallejo is like $4, whereas like this big tube of craft paint was like 75 cents. So it's kind of a no-brainer for that one. Um, and we're going to clean our brush. This is just plain old water because this is water-based paint. You can just clean it with water. Nothing crazy. And now the next one we are going to mix up is a little bit of brown. Yeah, I was gonna say they just got rid of our Michaels here in my town, so I'm kind of like still pissed about that. And especially because I've been seeing a lot of people post on like forums and groups and Facebook and whatnot that Michaels has been getting like Gundam and stuff like that. So I'm like, God damn it, we can't have anything nice here. But yeah, same process. We're just gonna put some water in there till we feel it's right. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of golden measurement somewhere out there, but I do a lot of things by feel. And a good, I guess, metric I use to tell how much pigment I want to put in this wash, you can put it on the edge of your cup here and see how far it's coming down off the wall there. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but as if that's too watery for you, add some more pigment. If it's too thick and it's not as transparent as you want, just a little bit of just a little bit of brown. I would never, Kaiju. This is a family channel, even though there was like an explicit warning at the beginning of this. But then we're just gonna come in over these spots here, and we're just gonna do the same thing. Just kind of here and there, spot it. Oh, not necessarily randomly, but a little bit strategically. You don't want to cover everything again. It's just, this is going to create depth when you put everything back over with our wash we're going to do at the end, and everything will make sense. This is really hard to trust the process sometimes, just because you really gotta have faith that this is gonna turn out okay. So yeah, we're just gonna set that aside. And with the brown one, we're not gonna do any of the brown wash on that, but I will. So that one we don't need to, but I can't. You're taking everything I say out of context, Kaiju. Stop it. Okay, now we got the red. Oops, that was a lot of paint. Okay, and this is just like cheap craft paint. This was like 75 cents. So nothing fancy. Do not use expensive paint when doing rocks and landscape type stuff, because it can use a lot of paint. And a lot of the more expensive paint comes in those little bottles, so you don't want to go wasting your money on stuff like that. I know. It's something. I know, and I just can't help it because that's the way my brain works. Like I immediately know right after I've said it. Like I was like, probably shouldn't have said it like that. Okay, now we're gonna come in with our red. Same thing. We just want to dab it here and there. Not thinking terribly a lot about this. It's just gonna, we just want to create that depth. If it would focus on the rock instead of my hand. This is really weird painting like this with the camera set up, so we can even overlap, the purple and the red a little bit. No one can stop you. And this is a good stuff to practice because it's just foam. It's fairly cheap, so you can screw up all you want, and it's not the end of the world. Okay, there we go. Now this is for the gray rocks. Yeah, as I say, when I started doing this, I was definitely like, wow, this feels really weird. Like, like is everyone doing this? Like, yeah, it is kind of a pain. It's just kind of like there's a whole setup and you can't really see how you normally do it, and it's weird. It's like learning to do it all over again in a weird way that I wasn't prepared for. But but we're making it work. Yeah, if anybody like can't see or something, yeah, just shoot it in the chat. I'll see it eventually. Okay, and now, yeah, exactly that too. Okay, now one more color that we're gonna do is this green. This is another Vallejo. It's just a different product in the line. Um, so I, cause, and I think they all go for the same price. This is just nothing specific. It's just a generic. I felt like it was just a generic green. Like, hey, that's okay. And I ran out of cups, so I gotta use a plate. So we're just gonna deal with that. Make sure that's nice and somewhat clean. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. I thought there was a rumor that they were gonna be uh, doing away with the daylight saving things, which would be great. I don't know why it's a freaking thing. Yeah, if somebody knows, once this is uploaded, type it in the comments because I genuinely like why do we need it? I don't get it. A little bit of green. And certain colors look better in the spots you know that are gonna be like shaded a little bit. See, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I don't know why it's even a thing to begin with. Like, what purpose does it even serve? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, we're gonna call that good. Now, yeah, yeah, I don't understand it. First, they're gonna get rid of it, and then they're not going to, and it's just like they can't make up their minds about it. Yeah, I don't even know why that would be better. Like, like what would the point be? I don't know. I just like to bitch. I just like to bitch about things. Oh, that should be another segment. I'm just gonna bitch and moan today. Okay, next we are going to do a black wash, and I have a big old bottle of this mixed up because I use a lot of it, and this is just same thing. It's just black. I think I mixed in a little bit of brown and blue in it just so it's not straight black. Um, Come on. Come on. Oh, I just know this is going to go everywhere. It's going to be really bad. Oh, thank God. I thought it was going to like surprise come off and just go everywhere and it was going to be a real situation. Thank God it didn't. So, now, where's my big brush? I know I've got it out here. There we go. So I got my big, and these brushes you can get them at, I get them at Hobby Lobby. You get a pack of like 10 of them for like $5. So yeah, these are awesome. And we are just going to cover this because this is going to be our gray rocks. Now you want to make sure the first layer of all these paints were dry, and I'm like secretly hoping that they were for me because I did check that. Oops, I should probably get this in frame, huh? Damn. I'm already screwing this up. Okay, and if I feel like it's, getting a little too dark, I can just dab it off with a paper towel or something, which I have next to me. Somewhere. I was saying, you can do this as many times as you want. Like this is your rock. You can do what you want with it. I'm probably going to do this maybe 1 or 2 more times. I was saying, already you can see how much depth that gave that in just that little bit. But we're gonna do it again, and actually I'm gonna speed up the drying process a little bit. So I have a trusty hair dryer here, so I'm gonna mute this for a second and I'm gonna dry this. Come on. Okay, and we're back. But let's see. Oh shoot. That's not a bad idea because I just love to just bitch about things. I'll start arguments with Frankie because we work together, and I'm just like, you know what, this fucking sucks, and he's just like, shut up, and we start going back and forth. To complain about what went wrong, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I watched a lot of. Did I not mute? Did I not mute the hairdryer? Shit. Like for real? I pushed the mute button on my mic. I watched a ton of Bob Ross growing up. And I did quite a bit of oil painting too as a kid. Oh, well shit. Okay, I guess that means I gotta mute in StreamYard then. Good to know. But yeah, you do this as many times as you need to. Like if you like this color, you can just stop there. Like that's totally up to you. You can take it as far as you want it. No one can stop you, except maybe Kaiju Kitty. Seems like he's on me today. He might stop me. No, I've got a microphone that's got a mute button on it. So I mean, that's kind of where we're at with this. So okay, this is gonna be a good test. Let me actually make sure. Hold on. Let me make sure my mic. Now that you say that, I'm like, is it the mic? It did it. It changed it. Okay, hold on, folks. I probably sound like shit right now. Then why did it change? Oh my god, my computer updated earlier. Okay, how does this sound now? Does this sound better? Because now it's actually using my mic. I didn't. It was using my webcam mic for some reason. Oh, good grief. Okay. Oh, lovely. Okay. So, so perfect. Okay, so now this will be a test. I'm gonna do the hair dryer now. See if this works. Cause okay, we're gonna do this real quick. Okay, I just did the hair dryer, and I think it's okay. Cool. I'm successfully muted. Okay. What's up, Justin? Started messing around with paints markers as a way to add more detail to my one scales models. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so some of them, especially like the fine tip stuff, it can really help. Especially if like maybe you don't have like the best brush control or something, or if you just find it easier. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with this, and it just creates so much depth. And like you can take away certain colors, like maybe you don't want as much red in here. On the next one you don't add the purple or the reds. If you wanted to make it look like it's more mossy or in like a much cooler area, you can add more greens and maybe blues to it. So you can get more of that kind of vibe going with it. So I'm gonna set this one aside for now. We're gonna work on the brown one. And since we already have this lovely brown wash mixed up, I'm just gonna use this. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. No, it didn't work. Heard the hairdryer and it was amplified. My ears are bleeding. Oh my gosh. Hey, that's your prerogative, Kaiji. I'm not gonna stop you. That's too funny though. You can't stop me. But now we got this brown wash here. And we can even, step it up even further than this. We can add the brown wash and the black wash to it. So this is why you want to wear gloves, because this stuff can be messy. Especially if you want to, keep the hands clean and not look like you got smudges of paint on your hands. That's why I have that name, because I get smudges everywhere. Everywhere. I know Kaiju's probably going to make a dirty joke about that. You go ahead, Kaiju. You do you. I know you got one queued up and ready. Don't act like you don't. Okay. Yep, this is yep, we got a brown turd here. But it's all good. It's all good. Hey, it happens. Let's see here. We're going to let that dry. Now, I'm going to mute the mic again and get this thing dried. So don't be alarmed if you don't hear anything. Okay, now. Where the fuck is the sound? I'm alarmed. Don't be alarmed. I'm still here. It's okay. You work this time. Perfect. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, man. Love technical difficulties. Now, I did notice on here, let me get the brush right here. There might have been just like maybe not enough of the Mod Podge there, or maybe I even missed it. Who knows? You got a little something kind of peeling up there, so just stuff that could happen. So just kind of be aware of what's going on while you're painting. Nobody makes mistakes. It's just happy little accidents. Now, I did watch a ton of Bob Ross as a kid, though. Like I had a couple of like the books and like the VHS tapes. Yeah, the VHS tapes. Yeah. Go make happy little trees. I didn't know that he was like in the Navy and he was like he was a drill instructor. Like that blew my mind when I heard that. I was like, "Holy shit, this guy's like the one screaming in dudes' faces." Like that's insane. That's I just wouldn't have expected that. It's cool though. That's cool though. Not gonna lie. Happy Little Axlis was the title, alternate title for Cheaper by the Dozen. That it's a fitting title because that man needs to learn how to wrap it up. That was just nothing but that was a clusterfuck. It nothing looked like it was going good in that household. But it's been years since I've seen that movie too. So I'm gonna dry this real quick. So don't be alarmed, Kaiju. Don't be alarmed. The audio's gonna go leave for a second. I'll be right back. Don't worry. Okay, I'm back now. And for the next step, see we got lots of nice little color variations going on in there. And the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to. This would work so much better if. Let's see. This is my trash stuff. We're gonna throw that in here because I need some of this black wash. And what I'm gonna do with this black wash, because I don't want it to be like super dark, I'm gonna add a little more water than what I already had mixed up. So I just want just to darken up a little bit. I don't want it to darken it too much. Octomom, yeah, she took that as a personal challenge. Some of those things are crazy. Like you see these people having like 20 some odd kids, and it's just like, dude, like I think the chicks on that, like they've spent more time pregnant than not pregnant. It is crazy. And from what I've seen, I could be wrong. I'm sure there's some statistic out there, but most of them are like these heavily religious, like people that just want to like spread, like go forth and multiply. That's the term. That's it's yeah, it's a little wild to think about. Because like there was that one like they were on TV that there was like a scandal going on with that. That was a little crazy. Anyways, we're not to get too much into drama here, but so this is a black wash that I've added extra water to because I don't want it to get crazy dark. I still want it to look brown, but I do want to get this dark color into a lot of the crevices. And I'm not gonna put a ton of this color on there. I might even dab some off eventually. Okay, there we go. Now, oh yeah, it definitely seems to be like a religious thing. Those are the precursors we call hello Cal now. Yeah, but that darker color will just sit in the crevices a little bit, and the camera isn't picking it up as well as I thought it would, but you can definitely tell that it's much darker. I think just because the direct light on here is kind of hiding it, but it's definitely there. So you're just gonna have to trust me on that. That's what we're working with. That I'm gonna set that one aside. That one's gonna dry naturally. I'm not gonna do the the hair dryer on it. But now we're gonna go back to this one, and this one, I've got a second jar of water for my cleaning purposes. As I thank y'all for stopping by, sticking around while I paint some rocks. It's definitely cool. I got lots of tutorial stuff, ideas that I can do easily, and let me know what you guys want to see. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I haven't done, would like to try, and it could just be like a trial and error type situation where, like, hey, does this work? Does it not? You know, stuff like that would be kind of cool, I think. We're gonna do. Boy, I did not plan this out well. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Hold on one second, y'all. Try not to make an absolute mess of my desk here. Okay. So our next step, I'm just gonna take this white. This is just plain titanium white. It wasn't that much. I got this thing on sale. It was like $3 or $5, something like that. But for this next step, we are going to start dry brushing, and we want thick paint. Up until now, we've been using a lot of thin paint to get like in the crevices of areas, and now, since we're done with creating our depth, now we're gonna work on the highlights. That's gonna make this look even more like a rock. Now, okay, never mind. I want as much liquid off of the bristles as possible, because if you get this wet, it kind of tends to turn a little muddy, and we don't want that. So I'm just cleaning this off on a paper towel here. And what I'm gonna do is get my paint, and I mean, if you know dry brushing, you know that's just what it is. For those of you who don't know, I don't know who does and who doesn't know. I'm just going to assume that nobody knows. No, I would never. But I don't have a lot of paint on the brush. I know it kind of looks like I do because of the light, but it's really not that much. We just want barely in a little amount of it, and we're just going to lightly go over the entire thing and make a almost like just dusting color on. And we don't want a whole lot of paint, at least not yet. I mean, there are some instances where you can dry brush heavily, and you know that might be an effect you're going for. But for this particular instance, we don't want a ton. And this is just going to step up the detail that much more and make it look like, you know, like a rock, which is what we want. You know, that's kind of what we're painting here. And I'm just kind of wiping excess on my glove. That's another reason why I like to wear, I like to test all my colors kind of on my glove right there, just to see how much paint I have on the brush. Yeah, you can come in and catch all of these high points here. That's looking nice. That's looking real nice. go over the whole thing. Maybe have to reload the brush a couple times. And this is why you want to use that cheap paint, because the Vallejo paint, especially Vallejo, they come a little bit thinned, and you really want thick paint when you're doing dry brushing, at least, because you need that paint to stick to that surface. You don't want it to flow into the crevices, and if you use thin paint, that's what it's going to want to do, is flow into those crevices. And we don't want that in this instance. We did at first with the washes, but now we don't. We want it to stay on top. And you can take this however far you want it. It is easy to overdo, though. So just kind of be aware, step back, take a look at it, and I find that's the hardest thing about stuff like this, is knowing when to stop. And it's just something that you're just gonna have to feel. It's kind of hard to explain. So I think that's one of the few things that, like, you can't just like, here, do this. It is kind of hard to know when to stop, and it takes a lot of, screwing up royally and ruining all your detail to figure out when you're stopping or when you should stop. And I've had plenty of moments where I'm just like, damn, I gotta redo all of this. And in the case that you do go too far, you feel, you can restart. You can carve a whole new piece of foam, and just retry. That's the great thing about using foam rocks, because it's cheap. So you can screw up royally, and it's not the end of the world. Okay. I think we're going to call that good. That looks like a pretty decent rock to me. Thick paint, yeah. Exactly. That's what we want. And now, let's go for our brown rock, which is still a little wet. So I'm going to dry this real quick. So 1 second here. I'm going to mute y'all for a second. I'll be back. Come on. Okay. Now that we've got that dried, same process. What you can do, if you want, you can add a little bit of an orange to your white, if you so choose. If you don't want white, because I used white on this because it's going to turn out, it's a gray rock, it's going to turn out a little gray. That's okay in this instance, but when you're doing brown rocks, you don't want to use white right off the bat. I am going to mix a little bit of orange into the white just to knock it down a little bit. Just because you don't want a really, really bright white highlight
everywhere over the rock, like what we're about to do. You'll see once this kind of starts. Come on now. I was saying this is essentially, and all oranges are a shade of brown, essentially. So if you add enough white, it's going to be more like a tan color, which is what we want to go for. So now again, I'm just testing it on my glove here, getting seeing how much paint is on it. You don't want to just accidentally glob this paint on. So what we're going to do is same process. Yeah, look at that. Now if this was just plain white, this would have been way too much, like right off the bat. You don't want a ton of it right there. I think the color would have been too harsh. And what's great about this is if you find that you've gone too far, or you didn't go far enough with your colors, you can just put another wash on this of whatever color you think you need to tint it to. You can just do that. Like there's always a way to cover up, go back and fix, whatever you feel isn't working without completely, starting over from scratch. It's not the end of the world. We're just going here, making our way around the rock here. Load up the brush again. And it might have dried in the meantime, so I gotta remix my light tan color. And this, I just have this paper thing here, and I'm just putting a little drop of orange into this white. That's all I'm doing. Nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy. I was saying, if you're looking for like an exact color of this, that's kind of how much white to orange that you're looking at or wanting to mix. So you're just lightly going over it. So we want to make sure we hit all of the highest spots here. And these are just simple carved rocks. I'll do probably another video, probably an actual video eventually of carving rocks, because that's a whole nother thing in itself. These were just some simple rocks here. You can do all kinds of details with the way you cut the rocks, with what tool, whether you use a heated wire cutter or an X-Acto blade, and there's a ton of different techniques for it. But there's this. I think we're going to call that good on that one. But what I'm going to do next, on this one only, is, let's set this down for a second, clean the brush. Again, I'm still going to be dry brushing. Now what I'm going to do is take the white and selectively come in certain areas where I feel it should get that really bright white highlight. And again, I'm just trying to see how much paint is on the brush here. And this is white, so you got to be careful with this. You're just going to come in little spots here and there where you think like the harshest spots would go. As I say, this is the part that's very easy to overdo because you don't want to cover up all of that light tan or brown or orange, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to cover all of that up. You just want to do it in select spots where maybe these are all I view these as these are like stress cracks and whatnot that have been broken off. So I think that these are the spots that would have the most white on them. Not everyone is going to get it, but as I and go out and look at rocks if you have them in your area, or just Google them and find some real life pictures and kind of go off of that. That's one of the best things you can do is look at real life references. So yeah, we're not working with hardly any paint on the brush. Just a little bit here and there. Cool. I am happy with that. As it's a process you got to trust after a while. As it was even I question it all the time. Like I have to remind myself, I'm like, just trust the process. It's gonna be good. Yeah, cover it up, you whore. Oh, I got you, Kaiju. But yeah, that's where we're looking with that. And then as far as top coat, for on this, and you can glue this if you have a base. You can glue this down with hot glue. That's not going to hurt it. Top coat it with. I like to top coat it with a matte finish. Any aerosol stuff, because you've sealed it, it's going to be fine. I like to use either like Krylon or I think Mr. Soup, was it Mr. Hobby Super or Super Mr. Hobby, whatever it is. That's really good. It's a little spendy, but it works really well. So yeah, we've painted some rocks today. So yeah, that's just a little insight how I paint my rocks. I didn't want to make this a whole like 3 hour stream. Just a quick little demo on what what can be done. And especially when I was first learning how to do this, I was trying to YouTube like how to do this. There was a lot of unhelpful videos where they like skipped steps and processes, and I'm just like, you're missing vital information. So I think that's my goal with doing stuff like this is try and being as like transparent as possible and like make it to where there's no question on how to do it. Because I know it's tough out there. You can't pay a bunch of money to like carve it your or not carve it yourself, but like get something 3D printed. Not there's anything wrong with those people. Like people like Duarte, he's got some awesome stuff out there. And but I mean, maybe you're not able to afford that type of stuff, and his stuff is worth it. Like I've seen some of it, and it's crazy good. But if especially like me, I like to try and do stuff myself. I like to be able to look at my shelf and it's like, yeah, I did that. That's awesome. So and especially because learning stuff on YouTube, that's kind of the easy way to do it these days. And there was a lot of unhelpful videos to where people skipped a lot of steps, and it just wasn't 100% clear on what they were doing. So that I think that's my goal with these types of paint shop videos, and we're gonna keep it going. Um, I think that's gonna be it for today. Um, let's see here. Let me do. Okay, there we go. But yeah, this was just a quick little paint demonstration on how I do the rocks, and this can apply to stuff that's bigger than this. You can make it as big as big as you want. Kaiju, I know you're gonna do it. I know you're gonna do it. Yeah, it looks like he breaks some windows. Yeah, exactly. If you can like take an image of this and like put it next to a real rock, I think that's testament enough. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing with this. So next Sunday, thank you everyone for tuned in. I didn't expect anybody to show up because this is like just my first thing. I only put the thumbnail out yesterday, so it's totally cool if you catch it on the replay squad. That's totally cool too. You're right. I really don't. I don't know that much at all. I don't know why. I don't know why y'all are even here. But yeah, thank you for everyone that showed up. Catch the replay. Just type in down below replay squad. Thanks for checking it out. Next Sunday, I will be doing a live. I'm not going to reveal it yet, but it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be not a Christmas theme. There are going to be some debates happening. Something I feel strongly about is which movies may or may not be considered Christmas movies. We'll just leave it at that. Um, and I've got a bunch of live scheduled in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Uh, and on Instagram and YouTube, Smudge_customs. And yeah, just keep lots of toy photography and a lot. I'm definitely gonna be taking a lot of more photos. Just 'cause I've just been getting into it, and it's definitely fun with making different dial pieces and seeing what you can do with that. So, Batman Returned. No, it's not. It's not. We're just gonna leave that at that. Night of the Comet. I can't do this with you, Kaiju. We're gonna leave on that note. Take it easy, guys. Oh, come on. Oh, I gotta hit the button. Technical difficulties here. See ya.